Hello, everybody. My name is Broden Mock, and today I will be ranking all of the 50 states inside the country of the United States of America. And as a American citizen myself, I find my opinion on this to be very important and extremely unfair and biased and illogical. So, please take that into account when watching this video and seeing my rankings of the 50 states inside this country. So let's begin. So within this tier list, there are 7 tiers. There's neutral. These will usually be states that I really have no opinion on. And then the other tiers are pretty self-explanatory. We have really, really cool, really cool, cool, lame, really lame, and really, really lame. And we will be going in alphabetical order. So let's begin with Alabama. So I think it's going to go in lame. Next up is the state of Alaska, the protagonist of Call of Duty Black Ops 1. Alex Mason is from Alaska, Fairbanks, Alaska, so that's pretty cool. So I really do believe Alaska deserves cool. Next up is Arizona. I love Arizona. I'm gonna put Arizona in really cool. Actually, it's gonna go into cool, but above Alaska. The next state is Arkansas, and this is pretty easy. This is going in really, really lame. Next up is California, and I think it's gonna be really cool. Okay, I'm actually gonna change these two. I've redecided where I've wanted to put these. So California is gonna go in cool, and Arizona is gonna go in really cool. The next state is pretty difficult, and that's my home state and native born state of Colorado. Colorado deserves the same tier section as Arizona. Really cool. And actually, I'll put it above Arizona. The next state is Connecticut. I'm gonna have to put it in really lame. The next place that we have up is not a state, but the District of Columbia. So I'm gonna put Washington, D.C. in really cool, but below Colorado and Arizona. The next state up on the list is Delaware. Put it in really lame. The next state on our list is South Carolina. So this is gonna be another really lame state. Next up is Florida. So I think it's gonna get the same place as Alabama. And I'm actually gonna put it above Alabama. Next up is Georgia. Left 4 Dead 2 takes place in Georgia, I believe. So that's super cool. So I believe this deserves a really cool. Actually, I take that back. It deserves the top of the cool list. Next up is Hawaii. I often wonder why Hawaii is a state but not Puerto Rico. But as of right now, it's actually going to be our first neutral state. Our next state up is Idaho. The only time I was in Idaho is when I was coming back both times from Yellowstone National Park. So I think I stopped at like this coffee place in Idaho and got like a bagel with my friend Marcus. Marcus, if you're watching this, do you remember that? That place in Idaho that we stopped, and it was like a coffee place, and yeah, okay. I'm actually gonna put it below Hawaii. Next state up is Illinois. I'm gonna put it between Florida and Alabama. Okay, next up is Indiana. My great grandfather was born in Indiana. I think it's the state I have the hardest time finding on a map. Um, so I'm gonna put it in lame at very bottom. Actually, I take that back. It's gonna be in really lame. Okay, next up is Iowa. and it's going to be in really, really lame, but it will be above Arkansas. Next up is Kansas. So I'm actually gonna put it in cool below at the bottom. Okay, next up is Kentucky at the bottom of neutral. Next up is Louisiana. I think this is gonna be at the top of really lame. And I actually think I'm gonna move Indiana up above Delaware and South Carolina. Okay, next up is Maine. So I think this is going to be a, a lame situation, but I do think it's gonna be above Illinois, but behind Florida. Okay, next up is Maryland. It's gonna be at the bottom of lame. Okay, next up is Massachusetts. One of my dream schools is in Massachusetts. So I do think it is cool. Below California, but not above Alaska. Next up is Michigan. I think Michigan's gonna probably be below Indiana and really lame. Okay, next up is Minnesota. I think this is gonna be in lame, honestly. I'm feeling a lame. Probably above Maryland though, but below Alabama. I feel like I'm gonna have to move Florida. I think I'm gonna put Florida in neutral actually. Probably at the top of neutral. Okay, next up is Mississippi, and it's this is another Arkansas situation, but it's not as bad as Arkansas, but it's still like just as bad. So probably gonna be in really, really lame. Next up is Missouri, and I actually love Missouri. So above Kansas, but below Alaska. I really do think Missouri is pretty sick, actually. Okay, next up is Montana. I really do think this is like top of really cool, above Colorado. So next up is Nebraska. I actually am a big fan of Nebraska. Okay, so Nebraska's gonna be above Missouri, uh, but behind Alaska. I think that's pretty fair. Next up is Nevada. I've been to Nevada a lot, so I really do think Nevada is top of cool. Next up is New Hampshire. Yeah, I'm sorry. This is gonna be probably below Iowa. Next up is New Jersey. Um, when I was younger, I never used to really think about New Jersey, but I have a friend who lives in New Jersey, and also one of my favorite movie of all time was filmed in New Jersey. So yeah, it was filmed in New Jersey. So I think it's gonna be probably below California, but above Massachusetts. I think that's pretty fair. So the next state is New Mexico, and this is gonna be our first really, really cool state. Um, some of my family is from New Mexico. I also really want to visit the Navajo Nation. Next up is New York, and it's probably gonna be uh, probably above Nebraska, but below Alaska. Next up is North Carolina. North Carolina, South Carolina. I know nothing about you two, and I apologize, but I can't, in good faith, put you anywhere else. Next up is North Dakota, and Fargo's pretty cool. A lot of Native American tribes. Yeah, really interesting. I think this is gonna be bottom of cool. Really do think so. Next up is Ohio. Yeah, I couldn't even tell you, man. I really couldn't. This is gonna be probably top of really, really lame. Next up is Oklahoma. And I love Oklahoma. I've been there about 3 times, 4 times. Big fan of OU. Um, really interesting state. I've been to Oklahoma City and it was so cool. It was so awesome. And I think it's really underrated. And I think this is another really, really cool state. It's gonna be below New Mexico. Next up is Oregon. It is cool, but it's definitely going to be above New Jersey, but probably below California. Next up is Pennsylvania, but I don't mind Pennsylvania, so I think it's going to be the bottom of neutral. Next up is Rhode Island, the smallest state in the country, and that's probably about it. So it's probably going to be the bottom of really lame. Next up is South Dakota. Um, I think it's gonna be probably above Nebraska, but below New York. I think it's pretty fair. Next up is Tennessee. So I think it's probably gonna be probably top of really really lame. Next up is Texas. I think I've been to Texas like once in my life. It's gonna be the bottom of cool. It is cool. Just I think there's cooler states. Okay, next up is Utah, and I love Utah. Utah is gorgeous, very fascinating. I've been to Salt Lake City quite a few times, and I love it. My mother was born in Utah, and my grandmother was born in Utah, and I really do think this is a really really cool state. It's definitely top tier. I'm gonna put it above Oklahoma, but not but behind New Mexico. Next up is Virginia. I do think Virginia is pretty cool, so I think Virginia is gonna be above Texas. But you know what? I'm gonna put Virginia. This cool tier is really a safe tier for me, and I'm trying to figure out where I can make the best decision. I'm actually gonna put Virginia above Missouri, but below Nebraska. I think that's pretty fair. Next up is Vermont. I think this is a great neutral state, so I'm probably gonna put it above Pennsylvania, but below Kentucky. Next up is Washington State, and I have to be honest. I was just giving praise to the Pacific Northwest, but honestly, I know nothing about Washington. I'm sure it's gorgeous, but I'm gonna have to put it in neutral. I'm probably gonna have to put it above Vermont, but below Kentucky. Next up is Wisconsin. Um, I like cheese curds, so probably gonna put it at the top of, probably the bottom of lame. Next up is West Virginia. I, I, I'm sorry. I really don't know anything. This is gonna be a really, really lame state. Probably like below New Hampshire, but above Mississippi. Next up is Wyoming, one of the greatest states in the country. It's really cool. Really cool. I'm probably gonna put it above Utah, but below New Mexico. And that's our tier list. I'm pretty happy with this actually. This is pretty pretty awesome. So I hope whoever is watching this is not too angry with me. Um, I hopefully you don't send bombs to me. That was me, Broden Mock, ranking all 50 states in the United States of America.